everyone. Welcome to What's Going On. My name is DeCarlo Sweeting, and my co-host for the day is
I'm George Misick.
George. What's going on, man? What's going on your part of the world?
I just days getting hotter.
George, what's going on, man? What's going on your part of the
world? Nothing but the heat. We ain't talking about the Miami Heat either.
Oh man, y'all should be used to this type of thing, man. Everybody always talking about this heat. You should be used to this by now.
When they tell us, that's what they used to tell the slaves. You should be used to this by now. But you know about being free.
Well, I guess so. I guess that's the truth. So, what could you do about it?
Suck it up.
Yep. All right, then. So let's find out what's going on in the news.
Audio Jungle.
Yes. So what's going on in the news today? I was just looking at the news and I saw the Port Authority, Mr. Ian Road. You know, Road states that for a few years now they have had over $1 billion. And I said billion with a B.
Yes.
Billion with a B of investments in Grand Bahama. Now, I hear in Grand Bahama. I know Ian Roll to be a respectable man in the community. I never know him to lie or anything like that. So I can take his word for it. But like when politicians used to say, I got to touch and feel and see some things, man. It can't just be what you tell me. Now, is he talking about future things that's going on, like the airport? Because you know that can be a big old to do. That's what next what 200 million or whatever like that. Fine. You got the hotel, them carnival, all these things. But $1 billion, George? George, you know what $1 billion is? I mean, I don't think you ever get $1 billion, but you know what $1 billion is, George?
Yeah. Well,
how you feel about all of this, man? Talk to me.
Oh, when we were smaller, everyone wanted to be rich. Then you wanted to be a millionaire. Say you want to be a millionaire now, it sounds like you don't have no ambition in life.
Yeah.
So we see in the advent of the millionaires are very common now. Like billionaires, you have more billionaires, more black billionaires. So I say all that to say $1 billion ain't what $1 billion used to be no more. Right? When inflation and everything else, and $1 billion, you have a lot of individuals that's worth $1 billion. So when you say now, you got black people worth $1 billion. So to say now that the country has $1 billion investment in the ground, it don't have the same feel to it as $1 billion just don't go as far as it used to go. So that might be why you don't see it as much. And common phrase is $1 billion in the ground. So if it's in the ground, that means things in the ground, it's sprouting, it's getting ready to spring up at you. So maybe he's talking about things that have been planted, commitments made. It's always hard when you hear, and Ian isn't a politician, Ian is a nice guy, good guy, running the port, but when you hear people giving these statements sometimes, you don't always see the money because, like you said, there's so much ways that $1 billion, they could be talking about potential future, you could be talking about commitments. Someone signed a letter saying that they're going to do, they're going to build, like Bahama, for instance, when Bahama was being built, and when they put the shovel in the ground and did their groundbreaking, it's hundreds of $1 billion, whatever. But it took, how much years it took for Bahama to be built. So sometimes these things take time. I know for grand behaviors, that's not the thing you want to hear, that it's going to take time. But I heard a bit of the press conference. I heard actually about some future things that's going to be going on, like Six Senses Resort or hotels. Hotels themselves cost hundreds of $1 million usually. And so that's why I said $1 billion could be pretty good projects, nice project. You know, the airport, we spoke about the airport last. That was $400 million right there, right?
Yep.
So you're halfway there to a billion. So $1 billion could be a few things. And right now, I want to say beggars can't be choosers. That just comes to mind. But hopefully, Grand Bahama is trending in the right. I feel better when Ian Rose says it for some reason than when the government says that some investment is going on, because with Grand Bahama and Freeport in particular, we're used to the port. I mean, we've done it before. We've seen the port develop and build Freeport into what it is today. Every time the government says they're doing something, it's, to me, it's a little bit more. First off, you have to go through the port with anything in Grand Bahama and Freeport anyway. So if it's coming directly from the port and the port says, listen, we have this, and I always feel it's easier to do business probably with the port, an entity like the port, than to do business with government. Government has a lot of different things you need to go through, vote, cabinet, you got to debate things in the Senate again. We got to run across all the political views, this person, that. So there's a lot more steps, things to conquer with getting projects through government departments, than the port sitting down with their shareholder board of directors and saying, okay, this sounds good for Freeport. Let's do this, do that. Less red tape. Well, that's how it should be until they have to involve the government. Then you get back into.
So you're trying to tell me you prefer the port over the government?
I'm from I'm from Freeport, so yes, I prefer the port over Freeport, over the government in Freeport, because I've seen Freeport and I've seen some of the family islands that the government was solely responsible for, and I'll hedge my bets with Freeport. Outside of Nassau, I mean, Abaco is doing okay now with a lot of wealthy, but really outside of Nassau, Freeport was the only real little developed city. And that happened because of the Grand Bahama Port Authority. So it's easy to throw out the baby with the bad water when we talk about Freeport, but the history of Freeport, the development of Freeport, was brought about by the Port Authority.
Yeah, but let's keep things in perspective now. The Port Authority 40 years ago and the Port Authority today.
No, true.
And they have, it's kind of obvious with a lot of things that has happened. Mind you, they had some hiccups. Dorian is a hiccup. COVID is a hiccup. But the world's still moving. No, I don't care what's going on. The world's still moving. And while these things happening, you got to find a way to move also. People have made millions of dollars when Dorian came, when COVID came. They took advantage of the situation, look at ideas and say, hold on, this could work right here, right now. Zoom took off, make all kind of money in that short amount of time. There are ways that we can make money no matter what happens, because no matter what happens, life goes on. Development still has to go on. Are they really gonna tell us $1 billion? And I want my audience out there to listen. That's with a B. I know you tell me, it can take a little while for it to grow up. It can grow. You gotta fertilize it. You gotta listen.
Mango tree.
Yeah, but mangoes don't bear every year. When hurricane comes, some years the mango tree don't bear. Yeah, tell me you plant it and I see no fruit. I need to see fruit. Grand Bahama, we need fruit. You say what you want to say, but we need the fruit. Where's the fruit?
You have $1 billion way. The fruit sound like it's on the way. Some fruits are coming. The healing process is always hard, because generally speaking, you have to hurt to heal, right? Sometimes you look at some of these stories in the Bible. God, the wilderness experience could be a long experience, and God knows in Grand Bahama that's been a very, very, very long experience. And thank God for faith and the people of Grand Bahama with faith. But if legitimately some of the projects, if they come to fruition, if they are indeed on the tables, it seems to be trending in the right direction for this turn around that we all been talking about and we're looking for. You need a big anchor project. If you have, like, say, for instance, a 6 Cents. 6 Cents is one of the premier hotel brands in the world, right? That would be big for Grand Bahama because right now we don't have no brands. Pretty much no brands. So to go from no brand to a big brand, get a cruise port, and and I think with investors and people like to piggy bank off of, like I say, anchor projects. So a lot of people are going to wait to invest their couple of dollars in small businesses, the big businesses. Even big businesses want another bigger business to come in and do something. That shows some confidence in the market, but they can now look at their income streams and see how they can do their business models off of this big business. So it's good to see.
You
Yeah.
really asking a lot for the citizens them to go ahead with this one now.
Yeah.
Boy.
Well, you have to appreciate how far you need to come from. So that's why I said if you're coming from where grandma was falling so far behind, and you saw the demolition of a lot of things, right? So sometimes you gotta throw out the trash, out with the old, in with the new. If you're looking at rebuilding, that's a long, hard process. But let's start with one. They say in the NBA when you fall behind, let's take it one game at a time. Let's not think about winning the next four. Let's start thinking about winning the next one. Once we get one up and running, one solid project up and running, then I think that will, if nothing, it will give a lot of optimism to a lot of doubters and people who, a lot of people need to come back to Grand Bahama. A lot of people out left the island. A lot of people. Huh?
Come back for what?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You need to build something for people to come back to. There's no sense saying come back to nothing. Ain't nobody coming to do that, right? But if they can show, they can get commitments from one or two of these big brands and actually show something tangible that you can touch and feel, then I think that's something to build off. It will help to spur quicker activity. But we need to see something moving. Agreed. Can't just keep hearing something we need to now see things going up. We need to see the construction. We need to touch and feel the construction, right? I'm in Turks and Caicos right now. You can see construction all around. You can see things going on. And so don't tell me, show me.
My God. Anyway, let's take a commercial break and we'll be right back.
Welcome to Karen's Kitchen, where we specialize in Bahamian dishes such as fried fish, crab conch, crab soup and much more. We're located on Queens Highway next to GB Muffler. To order, call 441-4033.
And we're back. What's going on? Now, in Nassau, I was finding this hard to believe because Nassau is a hustling, bustling place. Things always going on. People moving and grooving all day, all night. But the gas retailers, them, I think they come. This the straw that break the camel back. They done finished with this now. The people them stop selling diesel now. They slowing down on it. It ain't working. I ain't making no money off it. The government say, hey, buddy, too bad. Y'all got to do what y'all got to do. The Bahamian people can't take it no more. Y'all can't raise these prices on them because they got it hard too. I understand both sides, but the problem gotta be now how to fix it. Because if the people say they ain't making no money, and that's what they say, I only go by what they say. The government said they're making enough, so they should be all right. But the people stop selling diesel. If I got a diesel truck for me to make money and diesel to do, how am I gonna make it? Someone got to make a decision on this thing. Are the gas retailers being unreasonable, Judge?
I have a problem calling any business person unreasonable if they decide to raise their price or lower their price or that I'm going to close my business. Because one thing we know about the whole idea of business is to make money. And if you're not in business to make money, or if you don't feel you're making money or making enough money, then sure, close, go do something else. Right? I don't have to do this. Right? My job is to feed my family, to try and save for retirement and so forth. So if I feel that I'm not, or I could utilize my time better elsewhere, that's what I would do, and I encourage other people to do the same. So again, and when they say they're not making money, they may not be making the money that they used to make or to support their lifestyle. Now, if they leave that market, someone else who probably making less, that might be a come up for them. So they can go into that space. The things, if there is a demand for it, if there's a supply and demand, I think market forces will take its course. Some business person, someone with the time and a little extra money, may see this as okay. Everyone left this, they left some meat on the bone. There's still something there for me to make a decent living on. I could find ways to bring it in cheaper or whatever. So I think market forces would dictate that. But the people who used to sell diesel, if they feel they might be selling gas or whatever as well, and figure, let me focus on my margins are higher selling this other product. Let me drop this, but it creates an opportunity for someone else. Yeah, $100,000 a year might not seem much to you, but that might be the world for someone who making $20,000 a year to come in and fill that space. So
you agree with the government then?
What, that they making enough?
Yeah.
Well,
you agree that these fellas, them being greedy, they want to share it. They want all the profit. They want all the stuff. They want everything. And the government, them being unreasonable.
Well, everybody greedy these days. And if you don't like the government, you vote. It's politics, right? You make enough noise, you vote. You go to the government ain't doing it for you. You go talk to the opposition. It's how things been rolling. Now the government is pushing back. The government want more. It's cause for negotiation. It's business. You have sharks out there. You say some things just don't make sense. If the markups go too high, or market international prices, there's a lot of things that impact businesses and certain types of businesses. We always talk about the 8-track tape. At some point that was a really good business idea. When something else come along, or people move on from the 8-track, that business has to close. You need to move on to something else. That's stop trying to force this 8-track down my throat. The margins go down on a certain product that I'm selling. I might discontinue that product and move to something else. So I think those are market forces, and I think they will ultimately balance off. Like I say, someone will come into the market, or maybe some grandstanding on one side of the coin. And when people see the impact, they'll make some more concessions, but I think that will all kind of balance itself out one way or the next over a short period of time. If there's still a great demand for diesel, then someone will have to come in and fill that demand.
Wow. Anyway, I wish those gas retail, because they've been going through a lot. I know I don't want to think they're being greedy. I really don't want to think that, but it's to a point now. I go to some fast food restaurants and I pay gourmet prices, and I try to figure what this. I don't. This is just my opinion. I want everyone out there in the world. That's my opinion. Your price gouging. I don't care what nobody says. These things ain't costing all these things. Everybody going up because another person going up. The lifestyle got to stay the same, like you said, and they ain't changing that lifestyle. So therefore, y'all can pay for it. Somebody can pay for it.
I only waiting for them to raise tithes and offering, and that 10% tell you.
Thank God, that's a good book. I ain't reading the new version of that book because I know that can go up by 5% by
Yeah,
then.
yeah, yeah. They don't tell you God.
They can add back to that. So
God asks for the next 5%.
I stick in the Old Testament. I'm bothering with no new version. That King James, I want nothing new. I want the old version strictly.
You realize that's still the best deal on the market, right? 'Cause that hasn't gone up in what 3,000 years. Like,
Boy, well, it's a good thing because back then there's more people now than then, so they relying on quantity instead of
okay,
bigger.
okay. Boy,
That's a good business model to go by.
thank God God's word never changes.
Oh, hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah. So, George, I know you watched that game last night. I know you know you're a Miami Heat fan. You was feeling the heat.
Yeah, man. I haven't been so proud of the Heat since them South Beach days when LeBron James had his talent down in South Beach. But that was a beautiful thing to behold last night to see the Heat step out and do it in fine fashion after they counted them out after that lucky tip in Game 6. Boston should have been happy they got that far, to be honest. But
come on now. You really think Boston, all that talent they got across the board. I was telling you the other day, my heart with the Heat, I feel it because here like there's no superstar team, bunch of stars and everything on it. They just fellas them who know how to work together.
Yeah.
Boston had the team, the ultimate defense, good offense, 2 all-stars on the team. They had it all. How in God's green earth? Come on, man. Boston, have some pride. Have some heart. How you all that? Now, this is the second time now, because to me, and to me, it's all about heart, When they let Golden State beat them, I could have give them a blind. This is the first time they know no better. But now,
that wasn't their first time playing at an elite level. Because remember, they was taking credit from LeBron and them people in the East. Like that Tatum and Brown core been together too long. They've been through too much wars for them to crash out like they did against Golden State last year. But if you want to follow the Celtics failure and back to its origin, I think this started from that team that allowed Kobe to win. Remember KG and then when they blow that lead to the Celtics when Kobe must be scored about 5 points and they let the bench beat them so it's been a series of disappointment from the Celtics since then. The Celtics had good team. They had Kyrie. They always for the past good 10 years the Celtics probably had a really good team, right? Compare a team that should have achieved more than it did, and they always find a way to underachieve. To go to the championship last year, you all come back all year, but this year unfinished business, and you let the number 7, the 8 seed beat you. That a playing team cut you behind, almost swept you. Then you said you had a chance to change your whole luck again. Right? That's what I don't like with them. They had a chance to break history, go down as a historic team. Right? First team to come down. You got a Game 7 on your floor. Everything, all the conditions was right. The planets were aligned. The Heat was supposed to be gutted from that loss. Time for you to show off and show out. And they need to blow that team up. Right? Fire the coach, fire everybody, fire the cheerleaders. Right? Let's start this all over again because this ain't working. Tatum is not a leader. He's not going to get it done. They've been trying to figure out, should we keep Tatum, keep Brown? At this point, I don't know who you need to keep any of them. But if you want to keep one, but you definitely can't come back with this. No one even want to watch them no more, right? We know what you can get out of them. They can give you a good time, get you all excited, hyped up. Like, oh, look how talented they are. Then when they get in the big games, they turn small.
You really think that team was blowing up? You got 2 perennial all-stars. One made the first NBA team, the next one on the second NBA team.
Oh.
How do you give up these fellas them averaging over 25 points per game? What you expect to get back from them?
Tatum is an all-star game and he's going 50 or whatever. He's that type of player. Right? Put him in games what don't work, what don't really count. And That's why you get the LeBron and people who show up and big moments, right? You can't get that far. Like you might supposed to get them out on a stretcher. If you was that guy, if you was that person, you don't lose them type of games. I know they give LeBron flack for losing in the championship and all these different things, but even
Yeah.
LeBron lose, when LeBron was losing, the teams that LeBron lost to were actually better teams, right?
Mhm.
You can actually say those teams were better than his teams. But I mean, how better you could get? You playing the number 8 seed, just playing team, and you couldn't find a way to beat them to get to the championship and face Denver. You don't even have Golden State now. You ain't got the Lakers. You got a good fighting chance because this day first time. This would be your second time, but at least you got the rook. I mean, the conditions were just right again. Last year, Golden State wasn't a good Golden State team. That wasn't the championship. That wasn't the dynasty Golden State team that beat y'all. Y'all gonna beat them.
So
But
you
uh,
you don't think, and I think this started from the beginning of the season when they fire Udoko.
oh yeah.
There's no way. Say, boy, God don't sleep. God don't sleep.
You don't like ugly.
No. And y'all know they was wrong for that because Boston, I think they know Jesus. I don't think they know Jesus at all. There's no way. You put that fella there, he got him shooting more 3 pointers than I don't know what was going on there with all them 3 pointers. He think he's Golden State. And they expect to go further like that? No way. The defense is what got you there. You got to stay there with the defense.
The leprechaun magic has left the building. I mean, they might as well have put Larry Bird in the game last night.
Yeah, he didn't do no work.
Larry Bird would have had some heart, right? Those going out there, Tatum play like he can't catch injury, like Brown.
I didn't watch Isaiah Thomas down play on 1 foot.
Yeah,
1 foot.
yeah.
Hopping boat. And
if you can finish the game, if you stay in the game, if you're good enough to stay in the game and finish the game, you're gonna put in a good performance.
Thank you very much.
And he's a shooter, right?
Thank you.
So you can shoot. But what I like about it, I know we say they beat a lot of no-name players and all this. The thing about it is a good player is a good player. And this is the stage where these guys broke out. Sometimes you need the right conditions. What I don't like about the NBA is, and we crown these fellas after one good series or one thing. Next year, you hear them signing a max contract, $80 million. Look at Jordan Poole. Golden State mess up their whole team, give this man the bank. Can't even sign nobody else.
Can't sign him no more.
Jordan Poole was scoring 7 points and stuff.
My God. My God.
No. You ain't gonna just have no breakout series or nothing, and I sign you to that. We're gonna put you on some contract where you have to meet certain goals, you have to meet certain criteria, but they sign too much crazy contracts based on this thing. Oh boy, he's a superstar. Right. And the NBA is matchups. Some of these guys getting these series, ain't nobody holding you because first off, they don't know who you are, so ain't nobody holding you. Right? So you knock down some wide open shots. You score 30 points one game. For the defense, the coach them actually drops some plays for you, and they dub you a star. Next year, you on the free market, you go sign, you have 40 million, go to one bad B team, and you never hear from them again.
Gone, lost.
So
question now. NBA Finals coming up Thursday.
Yes.
Who you got?
Man, who I got? I never been to Denver in my life. I had cold, the altitude too high. I'm a Miami boy. We grew up in Miami. I want to see my
team.
Huh?
You got with the home team?
I go with the home team. Miami. I have my Walmart over there. My spots. I gotta go to Miami. We spend plenty of days in Miami Arena. I need to see if I can find a ticket and go to the game now because this is a momentous occasion. I don't know when this is going to happen again. We have a strong Bahamian presence in Miami.
Yes.
That's our team.
I am so proud of the Miami Heat for the mere fact when they won their first championship. Then they won with Shaq. When they won with Shaq, them.
Shaq and D-Wade.
Yeah. Wonderful. Now the LeBron them days, that was a made-up team.
That was
I
that was
really,
some that was some good days in Miami. The property prices went up, the parking went up.
I
Yeah,
must admit, that was a party in time in Miami. That's a
yeah,
good
man.
time.
Yeah, that was like showtime in Miami.
Yeah, we had plenty good games in that arena.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but
But
this team is better. Should be better rewarded for the lack of experience, the lack of ability compared to the rest of these teams.
no.
They should feel quite proud of themselves. Spolstra should get coach of the year because of all of this. Because
Yeah, but this isn't the type of team. Let's say they win. Let's say they beat Denver, because I know not many people giving them a chance, but because their last sight of Denver is them sweeping the Lakers, right? They sweep LeBron, so they got. And one thing we know from basketball, any type of sport, styles make fights. My old man always used to say that. So I don't know how they're really gonna match up. So I can't just say, because the Heat has been beating people who they shouldn't have beat straight through the playoffs, right? They shouldn't have been doing. And if you actually sit down and watch the game, it doesn't look like they luckily winning these. Like,
no,
they're
no,
playing some good ball.
they, they look like they know what they're doing.
Yeah, if they play that type of ball, they could beat anyone. I mean, these guys, you see them three-pointers and stuff, dunking those fellas are automatic. Jimmy Butler just has a lot of heart, right? So, and then them Martins and these little boy redskin, these light-skinned
Yeah,
fellas,
these
boy,
light skinned fellas, they ain't joking.
you
You gotta
know,
watch these light skinned fellas.
I can't tell one from the next one, but they put the ball in the rims.
They they said Martin was hurt, right? So I look,
Yeah,
I see Vincent. No, Vincent was hurt. I see
yeah.
Martin. I say, hold on. I thought y'all said this boy was hurt. That ain't the same boy. That look like the same player.
Oh boy,
I
they
know
got
the
about 10.
difference.
Look like they got about 10 of them. I don't know. But everyone doing the same thing. And so, if Baum was more reliable in the middle, because Baum looked like he's coming, he's taking some nights off. But if he really was holding down the middle all the time, and they have a solid, and like you said, they have a good system. Spoelstra is a good coach. Coach Spoelstra is the type of coach that outcoaches people, right?
Definitely.
And Pat Riley, they have their little cartel going in the back there in Miami.
Yeah.
So things could happen. What I don't like with Denver, I don't like the lack of humility with Denver. I must say this, right? Now granted they beat my Lakers, but there was being stink from a long.
Oh,
That coach that they have inside of Denver, particularly him, that dude's thing. Like, remember when Jokic had the thing when Jokic yacked the ball from the owner and all that stuff? Hey, you do it on Sports Center. They ask him out, what do you think? I don't give a F who he is. Right? Like, you can't be saying this. This dude got a nasty attitude. And
no, the reason why y'all disrespect the team. This is the number one team. This is the number one ranked team in the West. Everybody who they play against, oh, they can beat them. Oh, they can beat them. Oh, Anthony Davis coming in town. Oh, there's a big matchup with Joker. Oh, come on now. That wasn't
they
no
were
matchup.
number one. They were
Joker.
number one in the West. They were number one in the West in a year that the West wasn't that good, right?
Oh,
Let's
see,
put it like
that's
that.
why the man crazy, senor.
No.
What that got to do with them? It ain't my fault that the West weak.
No.
I gotta play my game.
Respect is earned. You don't get respect by being the number one in the East or the West. You know that. You have to win championships.
I earned that.
You have to win champion. You don't earn nothing. You can finish with you can finish with no. You have not won anything. Jokic won some MVPs, but Denver has not won anything. So of course you can't just say, "Oh, you don't respect us." Nobody respect. That's like when Memphis was winning a bunch of games and I mean, it's the same thing equally applied. But y'all ain't win nothing yet. When you win, if you close the deal and beat the Heat next year, you could probably make some noise, right? And even then, we ain't gonna respect you because we have plenty of teams who win one championship here or there, right? If you want to get solid, you got to come back. You got to beat, or you got to compete at this elite level for 3-4 years to get that respect in the NBA. We don't respect. Toronto won a championship. Who respect them? You don't even remember they win. Right?
Come on, okay. One championship at a time. Let them win the first one.
Yeah.
Move on
Then start beating up your gum, but people, and then next year you got to come back and try to defend it. Then you could talk about your result. You don't respect. But you finished with a better record than, I mean, come on. Golden State finished barely 500. So all the teams that used to be good suck this year. whether it's injury, whether it's bad, whatever. So, of course, nobody watched no Denver games. Nobody, right? The Lakers was a good showcase for them because a lot of people, the Lakers have a lot of fans. A lot of people actually watch that series. And so now, now we know who Murray is. Now we know who Jokic is. Oh,
Yes.
who that boy is, who Porter is, right? So we seeing how people. So this is how you get respect. Like the Heat, they talk about those players, but if these guys continue to play like that, they won't be no name players next year. They can be somebody, and that's the beauty, right? I like hungry people who say, "Hey, I want my shoe deal. I want a contract. I want to be on this 10-day renewable contract next year." You play your way out of them bad situations, get the bank.
I care. Too bad. The fellas, them winning. Get up their roses while they're alive. Okay?
Not games. Win championships, not games. We don't award games.
Okay.
We don't reward games.
We're going to have to take a commercial break, but we'll be right back.
I'm Flynn Daxon from Nose Witness News, reporting live from Sniper Paintball City. We're here with the manager, and he's going to tell us a little about what they have to offer.
Daddy, I got this at Sniper Paintball. We have paintball, cornhole, mini golf, batting cage.
Strike!
That's not a strike.
So come on down every Saturday and Sunday to Sniper Paintball City, located next to Crosstown, where you and the family can have a great time.
See you at Sniper.
Where you going, mate?
To go buy these tickets for the party tonight.
Why this boy so dumb?
Tickets242.com.
You know how hard it is?
They sell tickets for parties, concerts, plays, sporting events, everything.
You know how expensive bus is?
Well, if you just buy the tickets online, they could just send you it in the email. Then you could just print it off.
You know how strong mosquitoes is?
Or you could go to the box office downtown at the Genesis Street Gale.
You ain't scared of Joneses, eh?
And we're back. And we're back now with the question. And we're back. Now, I was reading one day, there was a certain fast food entity that was trying to apply for a license to come over to Paradise Island. Now, I know about you, right? But I like Paradise Island. When I go Paradise Island, I feel like I ain't in Nassau no more. Well, actually, I ain't in Nassau no more. But I feel safe.
Oh man.
And I like when I gotta go to the hotel, sit down. I feel important. I feel good. I feel dignified. I feel, although I in the Bahamas, I feel like I ain't in the Bahamas. I feel like the people that's catered to me, people that look at me differently. I feel good. I go stay at the Comfort Suites, but I still go across the Atlantis like I do because they give me a pass. I can't afford Atlantis, but that's all right. I feel good about it, and I don't see none of these things what they call fast food place, and I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I feel good about that. Let me try something new. Let me try some scrimps and some steaks and some things that I don't get to try every day. So when I go across there, I don't want to see them other fast food things. This is how I feel. I feel, tell them no. No, you can't come across here. No, we ain't want you here. We can keep this level up here, and that's it. I don't care how much you put on your menu, steak and shrimp and whatever else you want to put on your menu with your value meal. I don't care. But you ain't coming here. That's how I feel. That's how I take it. George, you tell me how you feel about this.
I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. They've been missing all this time. I mean, who asked for it? I mean, we have petition. I didn't see Lincoln Bean or nobody or they're petitioning for the fast food. But the Freedom March, Rodney then wasn't out there petitioning. So nobody asked for it. The only person who asked for it is the franchise owners and some I guess Bahamian or some foreigner who who looking for a way to enrich themselves, right? We don't need. I mean, one, the fast food isn't that good for you health wise. We know it's not good for you.
Right.
Two, like I said, what is the no one asks for it. Like you said, you go to Atlantis, you go see the fish, you go margarita, you go and enjoy yourself, and there's lots to do there. There's a lot of food option inside Square, and so it's just greed. I think it waters down the product as well. Atlantis is an experience. Americans, the tourists that come in there aren't looking for McDonald's or Burger King and all these places. People tired of those home. So this is only a group of business people or business whoever trying to do it, trying to force this down there in Atlanta. So I agree with I think it's the Atlanta's people who say they don't want it there. Right? I don't want it there either. Like nobody really wanted there. Let's forget the messenger, because I think a lot of people try to kill the messenger and say, oh, but who is it benefiting? Bahamians, y'all, we got McDonald's downtown across the hill. You have access to only so much KFC you could eat. You know, KFC in the airport, all these things in the airport from your reach. Yeah. So if Atlantis is going to be that place that excludes this, and you know, countries, you have places in the Caribbean. I'll use Turks and Caicos for one as well. They don't have no McDonald's and all these different things, and nobody comes asking, "Oh yeah, boy, y'all ain't got no McDonald's." No one misses it. What is allowed is a lot of the mom and pop shops to flourish. It allows other fine dining experience to be done, and you don't look like any other street down on Miami or a thing where it's just littered with these little fast food chains. Those can cheapen a place.
Yep.
And as a policy, I think the government could use this to expand on, because we have to reach this point now in our growth and stuff where we letting people just come in and see how they can benefit off the Bahamas, export money out the country. You're paying franchise fees and all these different foolishness. And you know some of the best restaurants, places that you like to eat in the Bahamas and fast food places, right? I go to Nassau, at certain spots I got to go get my boiled fish, my stew fish and different things from. Then we're looking for that. So, and tourists, if we start to appreciate and push our own foods and our own culture. That's what we should be looking to do more. Push more Bahamian things onto the world, so that we get like these other cultures where you go other places in the world and you got a Chinese restaurant, you got an Italian restaurant, but if we don't start to push that home, how you go out? We need to be trying to do what they're doing, right? Use their blueprint and take it for the world, but don't at this stage in 2023 talking about adding more fast food chains and stuff to the local market for what? To make one or two people are going to make some money, and they're going to say, they sell the same story. Oh, we're going to employ all these Bahamians, but
Yep.
you don't have to open those restaurants.
They love that thing.
Yeah. That's the first time you're getting swing, right?
To all my YouTube watchers out there, y'all can call in if y'all want to talk about this topic. It's 352-TALK, 352-8255. See, I like going to Atlantis when I want some tuna and grits. I don't mind spending $12 for some tuna and grits, because they can fix it in a nice little way. They can swirl it up a little bit and put it on a thing. And it's the feeling. Now, we have to stop allowing people to dumbing down our product. And Paradise Island, Atlantis, all of them over there have done a wonderful job. Even down on the Cable Beach Strip, they're putting a nice swing on things that are allowing us to do. I'm hoping and I'm wishing that this could move from New Providence onto Grand Bahama, onto Abaco, onto Bimini, onto these other islands, that we now have the ideal, the cream of the crop type of product that we do. Because, hey, I ain't saying nothing wrong with the change, the quarter, 5 cent, 10 cent, quarter type of tourist, right? I ain't saying nothing wrong with that. But I need a big dollar. I need give me dollar. Give me dollar. I need big dollar.
Big money wine.
Yes. I ain't got time for that because it can take too long for me and all my people them to get ahead on these little set of things. And there's a place for everything. And I say all our islands have to have it, but when we have a level up here,
yep.
Don't try to squeeze that thing in there. We ain't want that.
No.
We ain't want that. That fit better over so go back over so.
Yeah.
Not here.
Let's keep it moving. 50 years, we about to celebrate. We
Yes.
ain't put them there yet. Keep them out.
Yes, I totally agree. And anybody else who agree out there with us, you also call in, like I said, 352-TALK, 352-8255. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this page, Superior Talk Bahamas. We're here all the time. Tuesday shows. You're going to love it. We got some more shows coming at you. So we'll be right back with the Bongi of the Day. Okay, George. Now I know this can get a couple of y'all right now. The Bongi of the Day. ICE is Netflix. I know Netflix got going on right now, right? But they're trying to mess up a good thing right now. and all y'all out there know what I'm talking about. Netflix, they're saying they can try to slow down on you or stop you from sharing these memberships. Now, how they figure that, Judge? How they figure big grown man like me using my sister Netflix password supposed to go on if only her one could use it. And they trying to put all kind of funny stipulations into place that they know we can. You're going up in price. You're knocking down. How about this? How about this? You could go up in price. Don't change. Let me share. I ain't got a problem. You go up in price. Give me access to everything. Don't tell me I can't watch this because I ain't in this area or this is blocked because of this thing and all of that. You won't go up. You won't block. You won't say everybody got to have their own username and password.
Yeah.
Take me everything. Open up everything. I want everything. Other than that, don't touch nothing. Leave it just the way it is. Don't cause me go Hulu or better. I got some sites where them shows on anyway, and they free. I try, George. I'm trying to see God's face. I'm trying to do the right thing. I thought my sister, we split the thing up so now we can share the use the word and password. I'm trying to know Jesus. If you try me now, I gotta go bootleg. I will go bootleg. I'm trying to work with you, but this ain't gonna work if you continue to do this foolishness. I might as well let you know.
Yeah.
I tell you keep it. I ain't want it. I can go bootleg. Where you see?
I think this is a racist policy because you know who the main offenders of this are. I mean, should be told, like you say, you know, we got Netflix, we got one of us is pay, all our little cousins, them, your friends, your sister, your mommy, everybody got the little network log on, children, they friends. That's how we get by inside the hood, right? And so to do this, I think this is targeting a certain demographic, a certain group of people. And we should protest. We should get the NAACP and all these other groups on it because some other people don't share their password. You go and you give it to them and you tell them, listen, keep the password, one user per. Okay, great. It's fine. You ask for it, but no, it's against the policy. We really have no policy. You log on, So I think it's racial profiling. I think it should be rebuked. I think it's of the devil. Right now, like you said, I have my other little sites and Disney Plus. So we only have to look for the ones who don't do that yet. But Netflix is a kiss of death. Netflix has been losing money. And I don't think they've been losing money because of that. They've been losing money because people been unsubscribing altogether. Right? It's not because they give another password. You want them to, you actually want people to give the password out. So someone.
That's how they set it up. I'm gonna see on it, and then they got the ones that say guess. So
yeah,
I thought that was me.
Because you know what's gonna happen again with our people. Someone can piss you off who you get your password to. They can be hooked and they can stop, don't speak to you one day or forget your birthday or something. Man, you can you can change your password, you can block them. You can you put a new password so when they go to log in now, now they hooked. So what they end up having to do? Buy their own password. And so you have to look at the long term issue of this. Right? So you just gotta be tight-fisted and think you're gonna increase your profit. You're about to decrease your revenues now by doing this because out of spite, I don't want it no more.
Right.
I think it's coming off altogether. You don't want me to share. You don't give us something and take it back. You add value to it.
Thank
you
you.
can't decrease the value to it. Now that I had 4 or 5 users. I ain't lie. But you can't come now and tell me and expect me to pay the same price or go up even more. Tell me all kind of foolishness. But when I travel now, I don't need that. I get my fire stick behind me.
Exactly. They don't understand. And I try to figure out, and this is what I had to tell my neighbor the other day. She changed the Wi-Fi password. I said, hold on. I need this. The woman next door said I can use her own, and I was straight with that. But you don't have to change that. We were sharing that. We was using that.
Yeah.
How all of a sudden now you want to change the game in the fort in it? And like you say, you ain't adding no value to it. You ain't adding nothing else to it.
No.
What sense does that make?
No new Dave Chappelle specials coming out.
I got you know how hard it is. It was just holiday coming again. I got a long weekend. Nothing new they bringing on during our holiday weekend.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to watch?
I
only watch them shows so much time. My goodness.
That was the only gift we could have given people. I didn't have to buy people no birthday presents or nothing.
Oh yeah. They're quite pleased with that.
You get my Netflix password. What's that value to you?
But I don't know what they can do. But this thing can cut it. I expect more out of them, and I look for them to revamp this because time is summer over. They can really feel the hit. September, October things get a little slow.
Yeah.
I think they need to relook at that, especially if you need to have some hits and some blockbusters coming out in order for me to really want to subscribe to that. But it ain't nothing happening.
Ain't no God in that.
There ain't no Jesus.
No.
So Netflix, y'all are the bungie of the day, and I want y'all to get yourselves straight. Learn and turn to Jesus. Know him. Love him. That's our show for the day. George, it was a pleasure working with you today.
Always.
All right, so we'll see you next week on a nice, highly provocative show on what's going on. Good night.